I realized that everybody around me was a white man, basically. I was the only Black woman in my whole team.
When Reni Odetoyinbo, a.k.a. xoReni, first started working in the financial sector, she noticed she looked different from the people around her. There were fewer women and people of color in her department, and she noticed the same pattern with clients walking through the door. Through her own financial knowledge, Reni was able to purchase a house in 2019 at only 23 years old. Now, she's on a mission to teach women and the BIPOC community how they can reach their financial goals through her YouTube channel.
You have a YouTube channel that's successful where you discuss financial literacy, but that obviously stemmed from somewhere. So, entering the workforce, what did you notice in the financial sector?
I worked in the wealth management department of BMOs, which means that we're dealing with ultra high net worth clients who are like multi-millionaires essentially. So I realized that everybody around me was a white man, basically. I was the only Black woman in my whole team, and I was surrounded by a lot of white men. A lot of their clients were white men as well. So it was just a very white male dominated space.
Where did you see opportunity, and what are you doing with that opportunity?
I know that when I search online, I want to see someone who looks similar to me, and they can relate to me. There was nobody who looked like me who was in the space in Canada. So I was like, okay, if a lot of people are asking these questions, but there's no one to answer these questions, I'm sure there's a huge gap. And that's where I was like, okay, let me jump into that gap and fill it. What I'm doing with the opportunity is basically trying to spread as much knowledge about financial literacy and career development as possible. Basically, people call me Reni the Resource, and it's because I share all the resources that I've learned and make it very simple and accessible.
When you're putting out these videos on YouTube, what are the videos that are getting most traction that people are most curious about?
I've found that a lot of people like the videos where I combine my lifestyle with my finance content, or my lifestyle with my career content, like basically showing my portfolio. And I'm like, okay, right now I have $110,000 that I've saved that I've invested in the stock market. Then people perk up because it's like, oh, they can relate to me. Those are the videos that get a lot of traction. Or when I'm like, okay, this is how I negotiated my salary, and these are the exact tips that I use. Like, I got a $20,000 raise because I use these tips. Here's what you can do.
So my first tip is do not negotiate.
Someone messaged me and told me that they got I think it was like $30,000 increase in their salary because they were able to negotiate their salary. And they didn't even know that negotiating a salary was a thing. They're a new immigrant to the country, so they didn't, back home in Nigeria, you don't really negotiate your salary, you accept what you're given. Things like that make me really happy. And then other people have been telling me that they've purchased their first house because of me. They've started investing in the stock market and they were able to get out of debt. So all of those stories make me feel really happy. And it's like, oh, I have some impact on the world.
At 23 years old, you buy your first house. I mean, at 23, I think all of us were a little bit hungover or studying for an exam. How do you get to that position at 23 years old, buying your first house?
Welcome to my crib.
I would say that I was fortunate enough to have parents who were very financially literate. So from the time that I was 4 years old, they actually started teaching me about financial literacy. And then I started working at the age of 15 and they taught me about saving and stuff like that. And once I turned 18, my dad was like, okay, it's time to start investing your money. So I hated it at the time, but I'm so glad that he made me do it because I was making like $9 an hour. And every time he'd be like, okay, buy this stock, buy this stock, buy this stock. And by the time I was 23, 5 years later, it turned into like $60,000, which I then used to put down the deposit for my first property.
What were your friends thinking at the time? I'm sure you got a lot of reactions when they found out that you got a house.
Yeah, my friends were like, wait, what? Like, when did this happen? They started asking me a lot of questions about financial literacy at that point. A lot of my friends were like talking to me about credit cards, and they told me that, oh, did you know you only had to pay the minimum balance on your credit card? I was like, sis, no. I was like, oh, if you guys have questions, other people probably have questions too. And that's actually what prompted me to start my YouTube channel and then start discussing more about financial literacy.
Do you think that there are still gaps for women learning financial literacy, BIPOC people learning financial literacy? And how do you think you should go about kind of filling those gaps?
I get questions every single day on topics that I have not yet discussed. So I feel like there's still lots of information that people just don't know, or that their questions have been answered in ways that they can't really understand. So I feel like there's a lot more there are lots of gaps that still need to be filled.
What advice can you give to young women of color who want to learn more about finances?
My advice would be to start asking questions. I feel like a lot of people are afraid and they think there are dumb questions, but honestly, like any question that you ask, there is an answer out there, and you should start asking questions. And feel free to ask questions to different experts that are out there. There are so many financial advisors that are out here and are willing to share their knowledge. So that would be my first point. Starting point for people who want to learn more about financial literacy. Start asking questions, start doing your Googles, start searching on YouTube. There's so much knowledge out there, but you just need to start.
And keep a lookout for more videos in this series on Canadian women YouTubers who are changing the gender bias in their industries. Next, we talk to DIY Danny.
I think I just decided that I'm going to live my life with no fear. I think the hope and the goal is to always feel empowered. And I think, well, there's nothing more empowering than picking up a tool and solving a problem in your home all by yourself.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to our Narcity channel to see more great content.